Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Iron Panther Presents. Today, Stacey and I shall be discussing Tell Me Your Secrets on Amazon's Season 1, 10 episodes, an amazing dramatic series, better than the last two we reviewed, The Undoing and Your Honor, by far. Stacey, why are we just talking about this show? How did we get here?
Because Fox Davis's mom suggested it.
And Stacey said, okay. I saw she wrote, I will talk to David.
Well, I already started it. You had not.
Oh,
I
yeah.
already started watching it.
Oh, my bad. Stacey was like,
I had to drag you along.
Yeah, she was like, come on, let's watch this show. And I was like, oh, who's in it? She said, Lobos is in it. I was like, oh, shit, it's Lobos. Playing a straight man. I was pretty impressed. He has a lot of acting range. So what did we learn? What did we learn? This is a very integrated and twisted story.
Very convoluted.
And convoluted as fuck. Like, okay, so let's start with actually episode 10, and that will bring us back to episode 1. Okay, so a lot of secrets were revealed in episode 10 that actually, like a good series, Bryan Cranston, watch this damn series and figure out what you're supposed to do when you have a lot of twists and turns, and in the end, it all gets wrapped up. And we give birth to new twists that we can get to a season 2 or not, and we still be okay with it. Anyway, no, Stacey is not all right, okay with it. So what are we talking about? What is this story about? So Teresa Barlow was a teenage student. She was on a swim team. It turned out that her swim coach was unfortunately molesting her. Her mother did not know this, and her mother continued to use her daughter to gain some type of public attention and some kind of self-gratification, which she also did after Teresa ended up missing, as we saw. Mary is her name. Mary's her mother's name. So anyway, apparently we're supposed to be led to believe that Teresa, unfortunately being molested for quite a few years by her coach, decided to become a hunter and killer of young women. I'm not sure how you make that leap, but she
hooked the boyfriend.
Her boyfriend, and we got to figure out who started. So her boyfriend, Kit Parker, was writing her love letters in hard copy in the 2000s. Like, I didn't think about that till right now. Like, it's 2000 something. Who the hell writes letters in 2000?
Early 2000s, maybe.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Email or something. Okay. So one date I saw was 2018. I saw the obituary for somebody's 2018. There's no way they're still doing hard copy letters with good handwriting and photos hand drawn. Anyway, so Kit was wooing Teresa with murder letters and pictures of women that he was busting their feet and their hands. He is a killer. And then she became a killer. And instead of killing the coach that was molesting her, she runs off with Kit and starts hunting innocent women. Now we're supposed to be led that for 7 years she's out killing with Kit until Kit meets Karen Miller. They meet, they start having a relationship. Teresa somehow is watching the love of her life build another relationship with a whole other woman. What's up?
So initially she's supposed to be a victim, right? Because he would tattoo the question marks on women. Remember, he was tattooing the question marks, and she took his hand and turned it into a heart. Yeah. And I guess that somehow triggered, like, oh, I love you. Okay.
What? I mean, this doesn't make any sense. And then apparently Kit was like, I'm all alone. All I have is me. No, you have a murdering partner who's been helping you or leading you into killing women for quite a few years. But anyway, so then Karen and Kit start a loving relationship. We're somehow led to believe that they've been together at least 9 months because they don't use protection. She's pregnant and she's about to have a baby. So that's at least 9 months there. In this time process, Karen meets a new lady named Teresa. They meet at a bar. Karen is trying to woo Teresa into coming home with her. She texts the words, I found someone we can play with. to imply that Kit and Karen have been wooing women into their web before. So I'm like, what is happening? And again, you're supposed to believe that Teresa and Kit haven't had their own relationship. And now she's using Karen to get back with the man that she was already with.
I didn't get that. Because since we didn't know about Teresa, we're kind of led to think that Karen is luring women for him to kill. But then at the end of the series, she doesn't know he's a serial killer.
So again, I think they were more into the open boning relationship. Like she wasn't luring women for murder, she was luring women for sex.
That's what they were trying to, at least for me, when I watched it, I felt like they were trying to insinuate, because she went to jail too.
They were.
Right. And I was thinking like, oh, she was luring the women in for him to kill, which is why they both ended up in jail. But that's not what happened.
No, it turned out. So then at some point in this, if you believe Karen's memory, mind you, everything we're seeing from the past is from Karen's diluted, like blacked out mind. So we don't know how much is real.
And we've seen that before, where people have these little visions and flashbacks, and we're like, oh, but it's not anything like what we thought it would be.
So all we know is what Karen believes she knows. Okay. So based on her memories, at some point, Kit looks at Teresa and tells Karen, you got to get rid of this girl. And he's very serious, like he ain't playing around, right? So then Karen gets kind of concerned and she looks at Teresa like, hey, I might have to kick you out. Supposedly, Karen is 9 months pregnant. She comes back to her apartment one day and there's Amy Walker. She don't know the name. There's a poor black woman who got her head bashed in with a hammer. Somehow Kit's not there. Teresa's there. So then Karen walks into the bathroom, picks up the hammer, looks at this poor woman like, they always do this in movies. Why are you picking up the murder weapon and not the phone? It's at least 2017. You should have a cell phone. It's maybe 2015. You should have a cell phone to be like, hey, what the fuck is happening right here? Anyway, her apartment is full of blood. She's 9 months pregnant. And then Teresa, her lover / roommate, comes at her. And then Kit comes home, right? Because then Teresa takes Karen on a ride. Kit's there. He attacks her. Teresa acts like she's defending Karen from Kit, right? Then Karen, because she's bloody. Teresa's bloody, right? So you're thinking, oh, Kit was trying to kill both of these women at the same time? I was like, no, anyway, no, that's not what happened.
Teresa was the killer. Kit didn't do it. Because remember when he was talking to the mom, he was like, no, I didn't do that. I didn't kill your daughter.
And so we're assuming that the black woman that he had mind sex with was Amy Walker's mother. Like that was all kinds of weird. He was like, tell me, Clarice, have you ever had a secret? And she was like, yes, I have, killer. Let me tell you, I was fucking around on my husband for some reason. Like, why am I touching your hands and getting wet right now? Like, I'm supposed to be here thinking that you killed my daughter, but for some reason, I'm about to give you the draws. I'm like, what is happening right now? Is this Signs of the Lambs? Is he going to eat her? Is he going to be like, tell me about the lambs, Clarice? I was like, he definitely channeled like Anthony Hopkins at that moment. I was definitely feeling some Anthony Hopkins vibes. Let's say, why is he not strapped to the fucking table? He's a serial killer of women. How is it no guards are in there? They're just having a session.
Get in to have a conversation with him in the first place.
Yeah, how did you? Can I talk to the killer who probably killed my daughter? Yeah, sure, no problem. I mean, you're not going to hurt him. He's not going to hurt you. No problem. Go ahead. Knock yourself out.
I mean, I guess if old girl can go hang out in a prison cell on your honor, in a prison full of men, visitation is no problem.
I don't even know what's going on with the prison system these days.
Notice that this show is also set in Louisiana, so.
Also true. Louisiana is all kinds of fucked. Like, do not go to Louisiana. Like, there's something's going wrong there. Like, clearly, shit ain't right. Okay, anyway, it's
an interesting state. I'll give it that.
All right, I digress. Anyway, let's get back to Teresa. So Teresa is driving pregnant Karen supposedly to the hospital until Karen goes, this ain't the way to the hospital. And Teresa's like, no, bitch, I'm about to kill you. Then she has the villain moment where now she wants to start confessing everything. Like, I'm a serial killer. I've been doing this for quite a few years. This is actually my man, Kit. We've been together before you, bitch. Like, that was very woman-like. You think you had him. No, I had him. He my man. And you ain't got to take my baby or his baby. So then she hits her with the rock. So Karen is cool enough to take out a trained killer with a rock and just leaves her there. Let's back up. So then now we're supposed to be led to believe that her foster mother, Esther, found her in the snow. This doesn't make any sense. Teresa happened to drive Karen right back to the house of her foster mother. That's what we're supposed to be led to believe. There's no way she walked. I mean, she was giving birth right there. I mean, and then we saw the pictures of her giving birth in her foster mother's house. How did she even get there?
I have no idea.
It doesn't make sense.
Wasn't she? Wasn't she like in the woods and then the foster murder came and got her?
That's what I'm saying. She was supposedly she was walking in the snow in the woods, and her foster mother just happened to find her. That doesn't make any sense, right? I mean, anyway.
Well, at least she let her give birth the natural way, like standing up, not like squatting, not like on your back with your legs in the air.
That was some wild shit. And I'm like, call the hospital. Like, why are you trying to give natural birth in this woman's house?
Just that's what they do in Louisiana.
It don't make any sense.
You don't want to be vaccinated and all that evil stuff.
Oh, that was Minnesota. That wasn't Louisiana. That was Minnesota. She moves to Louisiana for when she's in witness protection.
Oh, she was okay.
That's right.
All right. Well, Minnesota, maybe they have anti-vaxxers up there too.
I don't even understand why that's even happening. Anyway, so Teresa's so then Karen and Kit get arrested after Karen gives birth, runs to her boyfriend, who she now knows is at least assisting a murderer named Teresa, who he had a relationship with before they even met. And none of that stops Karen from saying, I love you. We're going to work this out. I left my baby with a random ass woman. I mean, don't worry about her. Don't worry about our baby. It's just going to be me and you, baby. What? And then the cops get her and they go to jail. She's officially in jail for obstruction of justice. She was not convicted as supposed, I guess, but somehow she's an accomplice of multiple murders. And then Kit takes the fall for Teresa. And he has no problem doing it.
Allegedly the black chick. They can prove it.
Amy Walker. Well, I mean, yeah. Well, all the victims. So she was a victim. So again, I need to find the black mother. I just want to assume that was her mother. That was Amy Walker's mother.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that many black women in this show. So. And then he was like, nah. And then remember the racism? They were like, and then Mary was like, yeah, we don't think he did your daughter because, she was black and everything.
She didn't fit the profile.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he liked young white women. He's like, maybe I don't know. I don't know why he wants to.
Serial killers typically have a profile.
So Teresa has a profile because apparently Teresa's been doing all
Kamala.
This. Oh, Kamala was the mom's name?
That's the only black chick I don't recognize.
Yeah. Anyway, point is, I'm sorry. So yeah, the mom. So anyway, so Kit and Karen are in jail for quite a few years. Mary who's looking for her daughter Teresa. Starts a whole foundation. Apparently, she's rolling in money. We have no idea where this money came from.
GoFundMe.
What's up?
GoFundMe.
Oh, that must be a hell of a page because she is balling out because she's like, she's the booster at the school. So let's get back to the molester coach. How is it he never molested anyone else? Like usually these guys.
How do we know he hasn't?
Well, I'm saying like it would have came out by now. Like none of these girls said anything. It just and then again, Teresa doesn't go back to try to kill him and maybe get some other girl.
That's what I needed to see. Wait, no, she didn't kill him.
Huh?
Did she kill him?
No, Mary did.
Yeah. Okay, Mary.
Mary took care of that. Well, for the record, for the record, we saw a door close and we heard a gunshot. Maybe somehow said rapist knew what was about to happen, and he came up was like bloop, and then Mary's sitting on the ground. I mean, probably Mary did it. I mean, but it's possible. It's possible.
She did that shit.
She did that shit. She about that. She about that life. She killed Esther in that bed and did not even give a fuck. Like she, I was like, damn. Like, how do you tell someone you're looking for my foster daughter? The only thing that's gonna bring her back is my dead body, and not think this woman's gonna kill you.
I mean, she was senile.
No, she was having a clear moment at that point. I mean, she was in her right mind.
You have moments of clarity with dementia. Like you're demented and then you're clear and then you're demented. Like even what's his name? John Tyler. Even he was like, yeah, you know, she has clarity and you have. He was really good at his job though. I give him that.
So let's back this up. So John Tyler walks into Mary's foundation knowing that this woman believes her daughter was raped and murdered by Kit, and tells this woman, as a if I may, as a professional rapist, I believe I can help other women say how to avoid people like me. Like, who says that's your resume? Like, how does that make sense?
For robbers.
Yeah, but that's not the same thing. You can't be like, I hunted and killed people for 10 years.
It worked for Huck. That's who you kind of started reminding me of, is Huck. Remember Huck had that sobriety?
Yeah.
And then Olivia was like, I just need you to do something. And then he started getting that taste. He started going to AA meetings.
He's like, come on, I just need to. He's like, don't go too far, Huck. Don't go too far, Huck. He's like, no, I got it. I got it. I won't kill him. I won't kill him like I want to. He's like, oh shit, I just got to do it. That's not cool. Like, cause like John actually raped that poor woman. Like yeah, it got
That's
real.
What he does.
But like every woman he got into, how does a woman who believes her daughter was raped hire a rapist to find someone else, to find another woman?
Desperation, stupidity, ego,
this vengeance, and she don't give a fuck. Like Mary did not give a fuck. Even in the end, when she digs up, we're assuming Honey is the pet of Teresa
or the victim.
Stacey believed that Teresa's first victim was Honey, the random pet we assume is a pet. But anyway, Mary digs up, finds the love letters, handwritten letters and handwritten photos, like it's 1985. I'm like, and then was like, oh, I can't let anybody know this shit.
And then she has the press conference, right?
Right. Karen Miller attacked me.
And blames Karen for everything.
And bit my ass. Look what she did. I finally, hey, hold, wait. How did you find her? Isn't she witness protection? Like, what's gonna happen?
That is the worst witness protection ever.
So then we got Lobos. So then Lobos, aka Pete, we find out has been working for Bodie Lord, the ruler of this small Louisiana town. Who apparently,
egg snatcher.
Egg snatcher. He's been snatching these little girls' eggs for years, including Pete's wife. So now we have to, I believe, what we're gonna find, if there is a season 2, is that Pete, who was working at the foster home, Bodie came to him and was like, if you want your wife out of here, your 16-year-old R. Kelly shit, if you want this little girl to be yours, I will let her live. You can have her, but you got to help me do whatever I want you to do from now on, or I'm gonna let everybody know you were sleeping with a 16-year-old. I bet you that's what's happened.
I believe Louisiana age of consent is 16. So.
Look here, Chris. Ain't gonna be none of this. All right. 16 and 18. All right. I was like, what? So Lisa, that's his wife's name, Lisa. So then I'm like, what? I have to believe that. I have to believe that why Pete's been working for Bodie all this time is that somehow you're gonna find out that he was basically molesting Lisa, and it turned into a real relationship. And then because she was abused and probably didn't know any better, and that's why he's been working with her working for Bodie all this time.
But he was a disgraced psychiatrist, and then the FBI decided, oh, let's hire him to work with our witness protection people.
I did not believe any of that until Officer Tom, the worst police officer who's ever walked the beat, and apparently the only police officer of this town, because no one other cop was called, none other. But anyway, Tom is like, yeah, I looked into your landlord. Apparently, he's a psychiatrist who works with the FBI. I'm like, how is it said Pete has not talked to any other law enforcement official ever? It's only him. And he puts Emma now / Karen in the secret love hideaway that he didn't even tell Lisa about. I'm like, what is going on here? Like,
oh, her, he sold it.
I bet you Lisa wasn't his first underage lover. I bet you. And there's some R. Kelly shit going. He probably got some videotapes around. I don't know if he peed on them. I'm saying, but it's probably gonna be some tapes out there. Don't underestimate the Kellys of the world. But I digress. All right, so let's talk. So then we got that. So then Emma in witness protection under the guidance of Pete, who's feeding her drugs and trying to keep her really, I think, subdued is what he's trying to do. I thought he was really Kit's accomplice, and therefore he just wanted to know how much Emma knew about what he did. That's what I thought.
Yeah, I thought he was the guy in the hood at first. I was like, "Oh, is that him?" But no, that was Abel, who, according to Tom, died 5 years ago.
So okay, so we're gonna get all right. So then Emma is so Karen Miller is now named Emma Hall. She's in this little Louisiana town, and as soon as she gets there, she's told by Pete, "Stay away from young girls. Just stay here in your room. Do not do shit." What's the first thing she do? She go get something to eat so she can hang out. She meets Jess.
Girl gotta eat.
Girl gotta eat. I'm saying, but it's like, it's that classic movie thing where like the loner comes in from out of town. He or she has to keep a low profile, but they have to get involved in some incident going on. So then poor Jess was sitting there minding her own business when what's her name? Rose, the daughter of Bodie, and some random black girl that's her friend, who you never see again, mind you. They come into this cafe and bully Jesse to the point that they have to go to the bathroom to continue to put gum in her hair so they can film her and put her on the internet. And then Karen is like, Emma's like, I ain't have none of that shit. She bashes Rose's face into this mirror. Later on in this series, Emma tells Rose's mom that Rose is beautiful. And from that point on, Rose is like, you are the love of my life. I'll do whatever you need, whenever you want. That she destroys her house when she sees her with a man. She tries to make out with this girl who I'm pretty sure is supposed to be under 18. There's a lot of inappropriate shit going on in this series, but they're making out for a little bit. I'm like, where is this going? Where?
Jess was gonna have a thing in the beginning because she was like, "You're my friend." She gives her necklace.
I'm like,
and she invites her to the house in the middle of the swamp.
She invited herself. Yeah, she was like, "Let me show you where I lay down." What's up with that other house? Like, are we gonna? Does Abel live there? We actually don't see Abel till the last 5 minutes of the series, and
I know, and I was like, "Who is he?"
And then poor Abel's carrying Jess's body. I thought that was the body of who John raped. I thought he actually killed her, stuck her in his car, and when he put the car in the water, somehow he finds the one lake in this whole town that can take a car. Like, how do you know how deep that water was?
Cool.
He must have been working with Kane.
Okay, went in some
puddle in the middle of New York.
Shallow puddles.
He's like, this is big enough for a whole Dodge Charger. Let me stick it in this water. It'll be fine. So I thought, oh shit, they're gonna find the body that John killed. No, it was Jess. I didn't even know that the body was sold as for. I didn't recognize it until he's like, then he brought the body to Bodie, who's sitting up there at the festival, and Rose is like, oh, I killed that bitch. Oh man, Dad. So okay, let's talk about the Lord family. I'm trying to understand what the hell is going on. Okay, so you got Rose, you got her mama. What's her mama? Diana.
Diana.
So this whole series, Rose is like, Diana hates me. She's trying to trap me in the room. Now I'm thinking throughout the series, I'm like, maybe Diana locked the door because she thought Bodhi was gonna take her eggs. Like I thought maybe he was molesting the girls, and maybe the mom thought he was gonna molest his daughter. That's what I thought.
I think it's kind of part of that. Like if you know your husband is a creep and he's working with other creeps, I'm assuming he has a crew of creeps dealing with these little girls. Then yeah, you're gonna take her daughter and lock her up somewhere so the other creeps can get her.
So you think it's for her protection, right? So you find out that at the end, that Rose is the one that killed Jess to protect her dad, Bodhi, right? Then she's like, Dad, you didn't do it, right? You didn't do that stuff. And she's like, no, baby, I would never do that kind of stuff.
Oh, never.
Okay, Dad. Mom, the one that she's been shitting on this entire series, comes in and goes, he did it. Damn you, Dad, you lying motherfucker. I was like, what? Like, you just gonna take mama's word for it? Like, what evidence is either one of them giving you either way? But she's like, this gotta be true. Let me ask you a question. Where was Rose when Karen and Mary were trying to kill John? Rose was in the car when Mary got there. Remember? Rose is the one that told Mary that Karen was in the town. Mary drives into town, picks up Rose, and Rose takes her to Karen's house. That's what happened. Rose was in that car the entire time, and somehow the writers totally forgot about her because Emma and Mary are too busy fighting the Freddy Krueger like serial killer that John has become, who cannot be stopped by bullets or knives or getting his head bashed in with a fucking rake. I'm like, when Bodhi shows up and all you see is the blood trail to the door, I was like, don't tell me John's still alive. Do not tell me this dude is still. I'm like, this motherfucker's still going. He should have bled out. He got shot in the stomach. There's no possible way he's still alive unless he is Jason. Unless this dude is Jason.
Saying bullets to the stomach and the chest just bounce off. Like, it makes you walk funny, like your back hurt, but it don't kill you.
This dude took a bullet in the chest and still beating Mary's ass. And then, you remember when she went to the window? I was like, don't tell me he's gonna be right at that very point. She opens he's right there going, boop. I knew you would open the curtain at this moment, and I'm gonna punch you through a glass window and hit you in the head. And she's like, oh. I was like, this is that bullshit. I was like, no, man. Let's talk about dumbass Tom. Let's this cop, man, I'm like, he is the dumbest I've ever seen. I've ever seen. He walks so after John leads him into this hotel room with pictures of his girlfriend all over the fucking window, he's like, I wonder who was in this room. Me. Boop. Then John proceeds to wrap this dude up in plastic and tape. Where's he getting all this duct tape from? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, where do you keep the duct tape?
Home Depot.
Dude, I mean, but everywhere he go, he had the duct tape, like rolls of that shit.
He's a rapist. He has the rapist toolkit on hand.
Should have had the rapist bag or something to be like, this is my rapist go kit. I got the tape, I got the knives, I got whatever. But anyway, he wraps this dude up in the shower curtain. Tom is like, help me. You know what I'm saying? The Freddy Krueger looking hotel attendant makes no effort to even come bother. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be like that. I mean, she clearly has some issues going on with the face. I'm sorry, but I could not notice. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I digress. My point is, Tom is help me. But Karen / Emma, when she's tied up in duct tape, she's like, I was like, she's about to butt. I was like, what is happening right now? She expertly gets out the tape, saves Mary, who got her ass straight whooped, then has to go save Tom, who she conveniently finds after finding a random ass key in the suitcase. I love the scene where that's how you know it's 2000 something, that she's having an argument with her man and she bothers no effort to call him. She just texts him all night. What are you doing? I'm tired of you. Why are you doing this shit? It reminded me of Kevin Hart's joke where he said a woman will have a whole conversation with herself over text message before she. I was like, absolutely correct.
Absolutely not.
It happened to me. 2004. It wasn't even text. I was on night shift. My girlfriend at the time, I wake up, I had 10 messages on my phone. Those messages went from, David, where are you? Why are you not answering the phone? Fuck you, David. I guess you ain't trying to talk to me. Oh, really? That's how it is? You know what, baby? I understand. We can talk when we get home. All by herself. By the time I got up and listened to my phone, I was like,
you don't think men do the same thing?
It was just what I'm saying, but in this, that's real life. And in this thing, Karen was like, I hate you. What you doing? Why are you not talking to me? Then she takes John's word for it that her boyfriend Tom is mad at her. You just met John. You don't know this dude, but they're playing pool together, and she's like, oh, he mad at me? Yeah, he mad. He said he don't want to talk to you. Oh, really? That's how he feels about me? Karen, you don't know John. John don't even know Tom. Why are you taking this dude's word for it? Why are you walking him home? Do you remember the last time you met a man? He turned out to be a killer. Like, she learns nothing to be like, you just don't bring random ass men home to your house and try to give them ass to make them feel better. Remember she tried to sleep with Tom? She's like, you want sex, right? Come on, let me give it to you. I'm like, calm your. He's like,
whoa.
Let's get to know each other first. Let's talk. And she's like, talk. I ain't got time for this shit. I thought you want some sex. I gotta go. Like, back it up. So let's talk about Kit and his odd love commitment issues. So he loved Teresa so much that he's been killing with her for several years, right? He goes to jail for her, does not snitch at all. But he kills himself in prison when Karen writes him a Dear John letter saying, I'm leaving you. That's what makes him say, fuck it. I ain't got nothing else to live for.
Get that at all.
It doesn't make any sense. Not when you get to the end and you find out that Teresa was the true love of his life, who she has to be if you in jail for life for this woman. Supposedly you did nothing.
Well, he did obviously do something.
He had to do something. But according to Karen's memory, he was a helpless victim of Teresa. She's the one. And then let's keep this conversation going. So now that we know that Teresa's been driving around by herself now, still killing women because she has the poor little baby girl. What's her name? Freya. That's a dumbass name. But anyway, she got Freya in the back with a dead girl behind the car with a hammer. So she's been knocking out women by herself for several years. How's the cops not noticed this? To be like, this unique signature of bashed women with bashed feet, hands, and head are still continuing. There should have been something to be like, there's someone still out there killing, or a copycat or something, right? She never stopped. There's no way she stopped, right? It doesn't make any sense. And what's her new plan? She's gonna turn Freya into a murderer too now? Is that the plan? Why did she wait till right now to come get the baby?
That's what I didn't get.
You've been busy. Once you know that your man and the woman he left you for, I guess, is in jail right now, that's when you take the baby. And yeah. she's been visiting this girl all this time. She didn't see Karen show up.
First of all, the parents have been seeing this woman all the time. This girl was all over the news, local news or whatever, because of the foundation. Her crazy ass mama would not let that shit go. That's right. You don't notice that this is the same woman that's the mother of your child?
Mary has made this murder national news. And the missing of this girl in national news. Now Amy Wolf is now national news because we actually identified the body. And I'm like, and same thing with Karen. There's no way Karen should be able to go in America right now and no one know her face immediately.
Especially a deputy sheriff.
who's the only sheriff, the only law enforcement in this town whatsoever, apparently. It doesn't make any sense. I want to talk about little Jay, the little chubby little black kid who was like, Lord's got to pay. That's all I could think of. That's all I could think of. That's all I could think of. When he's like, both of my friends gone. They dead. They with Jesus. I thought he was gonna be like, Lord's got to pay. I was like, that's right. Lord's got to pay, man. He gonna pay, man. I felt for him. I was like, where's Eugene at? Damn it. I was like, oh, he's gonna cut. He looked just like him, didn't he? Like a younger version, but like
younger, chubbier.
Yeah. You see how he had food when we first saw him?
He had to have food because he's chubby.
That's what I'm saying. Stop those stereotypes. Stop putting food in the hand of fat kids. That's not okay. That's not okay. Stop it. Huh?
It makes them happy.
I'm just saying, he was like, I can't find my, he's rubbing the stomach. He's like, I can't find, you can see my stomach and my hands are down here. If I'm rubbing my belly, I'm like, oh, I can't. I was like,
I thought this was going a different direction.
that's whole
about to turn this to OnlyFans.
I was saying, this ain't OnlyFans. This ain't OnlyFans. You gotta unlock the video. It's a it's a lot of wild shit. Anyway, speaking of wild shit, Mary Barlow has been boning some young man for quite a long time.
What's the point of that whole exchange?
I thought you were gonna find out that was a friend of her son Jake. That's what I thought. And then he was gonna be like, Mom, you've been fucking my friend for all these years? And she's like, yes. But
and the poor ex-husband that's sleeping in the yard in the trailer. And then he made this wonderful bench for his daughter. She burnt that shit.
She was buck wild, dude. When she knew her daughter was dead, she was like, fuck it. I'm burning the house. Then when she found out that it was another girl who was dead, she ran over the moving sign on purpose. And then she's like, ha ha, that's some other girl's bitch. Ah, ha, ha. She's like, daughter's still alive. Fuck y'all. I was like, what is wrong with Mary? What is wrong with Mary? Her age was showing when she and Karen fought and they did that close up and you saw her neck. I was like, oh shit. Anyway, I'm
She's
sorry.
a mature woman. What's the problem?
No, I couldn't, especially with Kate trying to, Karen trying to play a younger woman, which you are not. I'm like, both of y'all the same age. I'm sorry, I just kept on bringing it back. I'm sorry. Anyway, Jake figures out that
thumbs down this video gets.
I know, right? Then Jake figures out that Mary's been paying for a rapist to drive across states. Like, he's like, I'm out. Mom's out. Mom's crazy as fuck. I thought the dad was gonna figure it out, but Jake, it makes more sense that Jake's figured out. He's more involved with the finances and the foundation and that kind of stuff. It's insane. Like it's absolutely. Again, I don't understand Kit's motivation. Kit Parker makes no sense. How do you go to jail for another woman and then kill yourself over another woman? Like, which one is your heart committed to, bruh? Like, give me something.
So, John,
Yes.
confused. So he gets his mission. She gives him the card. He can go spend whatever you want to spend. Buys a fancy new car. Get access to all this stuff, and then she fires him and cuts off his card. Remember?
Yeah.
And he's like, so he decides to rape, and he still wants to do his job. And it was like,
he's conflicted. I think, as crazy as this sounds, I think he genuinely was like, Karen is a terrible person. She killed this poor woman's daughter. I have to stop this woman. Like, I thought,
while raping and doing all kinds of shenanigans to other women.
I think somewhere in his mind, he's like, at least I'm not killing them. I think somewhere he
I felt like he did. He killed one of them, didn't he?
I thought he did, the one he picked up as a hitchhiker, and like you never saw the actual incident. It's just it's just implied like later on. That's why I thought it was her body that popped up in Louisiana. But I think I think somewhere in his mind. Did you see? I love him. This actor was amazing because I really felt bad for him when he met Esther, and he genuinely like cared for her. You know what I'm saying? Like when she died, like he was at her grave, like his wife died. Like he was really acting like, I'm sorry, baby, you gone, but I'm gonna be here for you. I was like, maybe he's not that bad. Like maybe he's a rapist. So I was like, I thought maybe he was getting. I thought he genuinely was trying to get better. But every time he interacted with the woman, like his investigative skills are absolutely amazing. He got into character immediately, and he could change with any situation. I mean, ultimately, Mary should have hired him for that protection video. She surely should have been like, "Tell me exactly how you hunt a woman, and so we can figure out these things." Like, let me help you out. If you do online dating, because this made me mad when we got to the counselor, his first stalking victim. So she's like, if a man looks like George Clooney in his photos, that's not him. Like this some basic shit you need to know, ladies. If you get online and like Morris Chestnut is in your neighborhood, or a man that looks like him is looking for love in your neighborhood, that's not him. I was like, that's straight up George Clooney in those photos. And this woman was like, George Clooney's or his brother is gonna go on a date with me. I'm gonna sit here and text. And then some random dude named John just walks up. He's like, hey, can I sit down and talk to you? Yes, you can.
Okay. Weren't there other chairs?
Yes.
Because he was acting like that was like the only chair left.
My back.
Yeah, my back hurts.
No. I'm sorry. That was his second victim. First, he went for the biological mother, which was classic. He was like, he goes to the AA meeting. He's like, yeah, I'm just trying to stay sober. You know how it is. Yeah, I know how it is. Do you smoke? Like, he built a relationship. Then he found out that she gave up the kid to Child Protective Services. So then he goes for the social worker. I'm like, it makes sense. Like, you can see his process until he got down to Louisiana and found the dog, the cat. I was like, you kiss my ass. When we found him at the lake, when we found Pete and Karen at the lake, I was like, you can kiss my ass. That makes no sense. How'd you pull that off? Everything else made sense. When he got to the women, I was like, bam, bam, bam. I was like, he's gonna rape this old woman. I was like, don't do it. Don't do it. Then I thought he was gonna rape the social worker when he was walking her to her place, and he thought about it. Or at least
he was like, and then he was like,
nah, that's a piece of. Did you see that he bit Tom?
I was wondering if that was a bite mark.
Yes. He was chewing on that chocolate. That would have been a great scene. I would wanted to see that. Yes, I want to see him gnaw on this dude. I would have been like, you changing your profile, bro? I mean, there's something you want to tell us? Like, have you never been with a black man before? Do you want to try? I mean, what's going on? I mean,
he was gonna kill Tom.
Me too. I was like, why is he still alive? Like, what was your end game? Like, you can't let this cop go. He will arrest you. I mean, he's a terrible cop, but he may actually figure out how to arrest you. But he could be like, I'm just going to kill you. I was like, what is happening? And just everybody trusted John. No matter who he talked to, no matter where he went, no one questioned him. Except for his sister, who's like, there's absolutely no possible way you're going to have you be in your niece's life. I mean, you are a rapist. And then, what did he tell Karen? He was like, I raped 14 women. I got caught by 2. I was like, why are you confessing? That's some Tommy shit.
That's what they do.
That's some Tommy shit right there. Like, stop doing that, Tommy. Like, you can't be confessing before you kill people. Then kill her. Why is she still alive? What was his long-term plan with Karen?
I didn't know what his end game was. Was he gonna deliver her to Mary, or was he gonna kill her? Was he gonna torture her?
I'm like, what's your end game? I'm like, so when Karen dreams that John is there butt naked next to her about to jack off, like, did he really do that? Or was that all a dream? And how is that so specific to his actual MO? It doesn't make sense. Like, it was too specific. I was like, how did that happen? Anyway, John did an excellent job of recording Mary killing Esther, which was awesome. As tech savvy as he was, I would have thought he would have one of those kill switches. Like, if something happens to me, this video is going to go viral or something, to be like, and tell her, hey, Mary, just in case you think about hiring somebody to come get me.
Well, I thought he was going to do with the video. As soon as she fired her, I thought he was going to be like, oh, yeah, well, look at this. But he held out for a little while.
He's like, dude, what you doing? Because he want the money. He was like, no, I'm going to show you the video. And then she turned the money back on. She was like, oh, never mind. Here you go. You need that black card back? I got you. I was like, dude, it's like the finances have to be rolling deep. It was a great ride. I mean, I wanna. We got so many things that's popping up. I mean, Rose killed Jess. Is that gonna come out? Bodie is stuck to try to take revenge. He's going to pin it all. He went there to pin it all on Karen. And then she's now she's on a mission. Now she's like, I shall spend every day looking for my daughter.
On Karen, like she just got out of prison.
How or why?
What is he pinning on Karen? I'm sorry.
Jess's murder.
Okay, I thought you were talking about like the egg.
No. Nobody knows about that. No, he's gonna have to kill Abel. One, I mean, to just to make sure that Abel doesn't.
Abel can't die. I still don't know what the sewing needle thingy was about.
The taxidermy needle. I don't know what that has to do with anything, or how it got in her leg. We don't get that. That makes no sense.
Yeah, and then Georgia, which is the pregnant salon owner.
Yes.
Did she use one of the kids' eggs as her baby, or as her? Because she says she's going it alone. So does that mean that she was inseminated because there's no man involved, or did she just get nervous?
A lot of single black mothers out there. I mean, it's not that hard, but
listen,
it's probably Tom's baby.
The only other black.
Hey, ain't that many options? Ain't that many options? In Louisiana, there's only 2 black people in this town. I'm like, what town are you going to? Like, I don't get that. Because
you had the lady that was working at the.
Okay. It wasn't that many black men. How many black men did you see? Exactly. Because all the rest of them are in jail in your honor. Fuck. I was so mad at that.
Big Mo.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We saw Big Mo. There's so many actors we saw this show. Like Big Mo whooped the shit out of Karen. Because when women who are in jail have standards, they're like, there's a hierarchy. We don't fuck with women that kill women or young women under 18. You can only kill people over 18 or over 21. Let's not get into. Anyway, it was good to see her. It was good. Still in Louisiana, still a criminal. Think about it. But anyway, so we got the Bodie issue. Is he? We don't know what Bodie does for a living. That's what I'm saying. Is he a doctor? If he is, maybe he has some kind of fertility clinic. Then maybe that's what the eggs are for. What is he doing with the eggs?
How is he going up in there, getting them and freezing them and shipping them? Like what? I don't understand the logistics of any of this.
And then first he was doing it in a makeshift medical office in the in OR in the orphanage in the foster home. Now he's doing it in a random ass motel room next to a card reader who reads palms and shit.
And what was her deal?
I don't know, but she's like, these dirty girls. They're getting their eggs taken from them, bitch. I mean, they're not prostituting themselves. I mean, and
that's what we thought. They tried to lead us to believe that these girls were being trafficked, I guess.
That one girl, Lisa, the one, I think her name was Lisa. She worked as a cleaning lady. I mean, like she was working there. Remember Tina? Tina, is that her name? Tina. Like she was working at the place. At the thing. Because she remember she was pushing the cart and she stuck herself with the fertility thing, right? So she wasn't trafficking herself or anything. She just worked there. So what was Jess's deal? Like, was she?
Because the psychic gave her that necklace for protection.
Which apparently wasn't working, obviously.
Well, she gave it to Karen/Emma because that was her friend, and as soon as she took off the necklace,
all right. I give you that.
She was dead.
All right. I don't even know what was going on with most of that stuff. Saul, Barlow, that was the ex-husband. What is he gonna walk in to see the fact that Mary killed the molester in the house and be like, oh shit, what are we gonna do about this? He's gonna bury him next to Honey. Somebody had to know that the swim coach was going over there. He can't just disappear. I mean, like he's a pretty high profile, like in the neighborhood. So she can't just be like, I don't know what happened to the coach. I mean, well, his cell phone lamp connected. I mean, like traced back to here. Like we do know he came here. Oh, really? I didn't know that. So anyway, Mary hires a rapist to spend several days, probably weeks, hunting down Karen, just so a teenage girl did the exact same thing in about 10 minutes. a disgruntled teenager cannot be stopped. Like she was like, I'm gonna call this woman Mary Barlow and tell her that the woman who killed her daughter is right here for free.
Probably used to Twitter.
Got the Twitter. She was all. I love how Tom and was like Rose were like, Karen, you can't be real. You have no social media presence. Like, so it's so 28. It's so 20 something that you got to have social media or you ain't shit. But Teresa still has handwritten letters, like it's the 1800s, like with pictures and shit. Like,
Go.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let that shit. It just irritated me. I want a season 2. I want a season 2.
So now you want a season 2?
I always wanted a season 2 out of this.
You didn't care.
I'm saying if they're not a season 2, I understand. Anyway, so Karen's new mission of she has to find Teresa, who has her daughter, is like awesome, right? So now she's on the trail. She can go from city to city, get into adventures and shit, being random men, not realizing that they're killers, and then she would take care of them.
She can prove that she never killed anybody because they were trying to blame that on her. Yes, and the girl is still alive
until she starts killing people to save her daughter.
Going to turn into like the lie and shit.
She have to be like, I didn't want to kill you. Then John's gonna come out. He's come out the bushes, so he's back. He's gonna be back for vengeance.
He's gonna be like Freddy Krueger, not Freddy Krueger. Mike Myers.
Yeah, Michael Myers. Or Jason Voorhees. We cut his hair. I was like, he looked like straight serial killer. Anytime when he did that, I was like, you are a murderer. Somehow nobody's gonna recognize you. Nobody's gonna recognize you now. Oh shit, he cut his hair.
Nobody would have recognized old girl because she put in one contact lens to make her eyes the same color.
I really did not get.
Why she just run around with a hat on? You know, that's what happens in other shows. Your Honor.
Oh shit, he put on the hat. On. That's all John did. He just put on the hat for a while till he took out the hat. Oh, that. Oh, I didn't recognize him with the hat. I mean, I was confused. he changed it up on us. But anyway, even if they don't come back, the fact that we know Teresa's still alive, that was awesome. You know, she has a daughter. You know, Karen will spend her rest of her life searching for her child. Is a good ending. Mary had a good ending. She ain't never gonna stop. You know, until somebody puts a bullet in her. So I thought it was a great show. It was a great show. I'm very happy that we watched it. Is there anything you want to happen in a season 2 if we do get season 2?
Lords must pay.
Hashtag. I'm gonna put down the hashtag. Lords got to pay because they're all fucked. Okay. Notice that when Abel showed up with Jess's body and he got dropped it to accuse the Lords of killing her. Like I noticed again that Diana was kind of holding her stomach, and that kind of made me think like maybe there is some fertility thing going on, like maybe for her, like maybe and I was like maybe she involved, maybe that's why she spends so much time at the orphanage because she's the one who's at the foster home trying to turn those girls into something, right? Making Rose be there. Maybe that's where Rose came from.
That's probably where it started.
Maybe that's
probably experimenting on her.
Yeah, on Diana, and that's how Rose came about. So, and that's why Diana takes Rose back there. Like this could be. Didn't she say that this could be you if it wasn't for upbringing or some other bullshit, right? So maybe we find out. Yeah, maybe she find out. You know, that's her egg somewhere somehow. And she couldn't have children, so that's how Bodhi got started with this stuff. Anyway, great show. Thank you very much. I know we went through a lot of things, but if you're still watching this video, thank you very much. We appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. You can like on the video. You can comment on the video. More importantly, please share the video. Help us grow this channel. What other shows should we be watching that's good as this? It's going to be hard for you to find. This was well acted. I couldn't stop watching. Again, a lot of leaps in logic to keep the story going. Like, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of dumb shit that happened, and it shouldn't have happened. Like, I'm like, this does make no sense. Like, absolutely not. Everybody should know who Karen was as soon as she walked out of her place. There's no way John should be able to find and kill that many women and not get caught. Like somebody should have saw his face immediately. He just gave off a genuine "I'ma murder you" vibe. Like, or he was not. He was like, I don't know how to talk to people. But somehow he's so lovable. And people like, yeah, come here. Men, women, it didn't matter. Cops, it didn't matter. Tom was like, hey man, get in my truck. Tom was just a bad police officer all the way around and deserved to be murdered. Like he should have died. He really should have died. Like I don't know how he's still alive. Karen too. She was making a lot of dumbass decisions, getting other people involved in her shit. Everybody either wanted to be with her or wanted to save her for some reason. She was like, as I told Stacey before the video started, she reminded me of Sookie, like in True Blood, like this the center focus of everybody's attention.
Why was Pete so hell bent on saving her? I'm trying to save you.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make any sense. Like, why is everybody so every time someone sees her, they're like, we got to take care of you. We got to save you. I don't know. I don't know. And I just do hair. I was like, you're not good at it. I mean, what's going?
I couldn't figure out what did she do to Rose's hair. She just dyed. Was it a dye job?
Yeah, she made it darker, I guess.
Because it was pretty dark.
Yeah. That's the least of the things we need to be like trying to figure out. But it's just
I thought she was gonna cut it off and give her like a little buzz cut or something.
Me too.
So crazy.
Yeah, she's like
after she was done, I was like, what did you do?
What you do? I can remember. I was like, why are we having this problem? You will pay for the repairs. It's a hairstyle. That's what, $25, $30 maybe? Like, what you gonna pay for? And that never came back to anything. Notice. That never came back. But she was like, oh my God. Should I tell someone you broke my nose? Should I tell them you tried to make out with me, little girl? I mean.
She tell her parents happened to her.
Huh?
What did she tell her parents that happened to her?
It never got dressed. It never got dressed again. Then what? Then she was ready to leave. Rose was like, take me away, Karen. I will use the $400.
Her daddy's truck. And the daddy didn't notice the truck was gone.
None of that came to anything.
You on probation and you all up in Minnesota. Like, you can't just leave the state like that.
You're on probation. But Rose is like, I just met you 2 days ago, but I will run away with you right now. But you killed Jess to protect your father. Like, I'm confused. Like, maybe she was like, really, I gotta get out of here because I killed Jess. So I need to get out of the city before somebody figures out I did that shit. And then who put her in the water? I don't think Rose could have put her in the water. Who put the chicken there? Who replaced her whole body with the chicken? Where'd the chicken come? Who killed the chicken? That's gonna be the hashtag.
Chickens just wander around. You just grab one off the street.
It looked like some kind of ritual killing. Like, who killed the chicken? I just don't understand. Was it Abel? I mean, did Abel kill the chicken? Did Bodie bring the chicken and help Rose get rid of Jess's body? Like, and then like maybe Pete, I promise you, Pete cleaned that shit up. Pete did it. Because Bodie was like, you need to get to the thing, get rid of this body, and put a chicken there. Well, why the chicken? Just put a chicken there. Like, got it. And that's why he was like, baby, it was a chicken. I don't know what you're talking about. Of course it was a chicken. Pete, that's what did it. All right. So maybe we saw that mystery. All right, anyway, guys. It's a lot of things to talk about. A lot of theories I'm pretty sure you got. Put it all down there in the comments. We'll go through it. And we will see you again for all the other stuff we got to cover this week. We got a lot of shit. Anyway, later.